Okay, let's see. I can't really see myself, so I'm just going to assume that I'm in the picture. Welcome to our kitchen, and I'm going to show you the Ikea cabinets that we really love, and you can make up your own mind, whatever you want to do. I'm sure your situation is yours, and you can do what you want, but definitely want to give you options. Okay, so all drawers, all the time, no kidding, it's the way to go. Imagine you have a fridge with a freezer on the bottom, for example. Something that looks like that. All right? Would you trade that drawer for the old style door to dig through down there? No, that would be silly, right? So the only place in our kitchen that we have, let me turn off some lights, we have a normal cabinet is where we have our second sink. So in this part of the kitchen, I might be huge, whoa. In this corner of the kitchen, right here, this was originally, it was plumbed, but there was no sink there. So we decided to go ahead and put the sink in. We got the sink and the faucet and everything from Ikea. And so for this, we had to actually have a normal cabinet because of the plumbing underneath. You couldn't put drawers in there. So this is the only place that we really have got something like that. But everywhere else, so you can see here, we've got 2 banks of 3 drawers. And like in the top, again, it comes all the way out, which is awesome, so you can get to everything. And then we've got the hidden drawer, which is pretty cool too. Say hi, Marshall.
Hi.
All right, there's Marshall. He's in the kitchen. He loves the kitchen. Don't you love the kitchen?
Yes, it is very amazing.
Yep. See, there you go. Testimonial number 2. So even the hidden drawers come out almost all the way. They come out just slightly less far, obviously, than the main drawer because it hits the main drawer. But those are really awesome too. So you have different heights. That's really what we're getting at here. So even with like our pots and pans, this is like where I think most people would ordinarily pick a normal cabinet to chuck their big stuff in. No, that's noise. You don't want that. You want to be able to get to stuff really, really easy, and this is the really easy way to do it. So we've got all kinds of pots and pans, and we've got our oven mitts and stuff that we use right close to. And there's the biscuits I made this morning. They were delicious, weren't they, Marshall?
Yes.
Okay. See, so over here on our little peninsula, which I did not clean for the purpose of this video, you can see, so here we've got a 2-bank or set of drawers for bigger stuff. So we can put things in here like cast iron stuff, and even the upper one has the hidden drawer as well, but the lower one does not, and that allows us to put really big stuff like a crock pot. Now let me tell you, getting a crock pot out here is way easier than getting it out of a traditional place cabinet. So then here's a wider one. This is about as wide as we wanted to go, and it might be as wide as they get. I think this is the 3 foot, and it's the same thing. It's a set of 3. We've got our knives and stuff and our separators. We've got the hidden drawer on the top, and then your big stuff, your waffle irons and all that goofy nonsense down there, and then we use one for bread drawer as well. And this one is what you might think of as a normal cabinet, but because it doesn't have drawers per se, but it does. It has basket drawers. So we have the kids' snacks, and we put our potatoes in there. And again, this all makes getting to this space super, super, super easy, which is really what you want. You don't want to have to dig through stuff. And then we've got another set of 3 over here, where we keep things. So then up top, so you can see, let me back up. All right, so you can see we did a 2-tone look here. We did the lighter cabinets on top and the dark on the bottom. They're actually the same pattern, they're just a different color. So that worked out really well. And we had lights, so under the cabinets, and this is another Ikea thing, which is awesome. So if you look underneath here, they just mount right up here, super easy. And then there's a wire that goes back, and then it goes up, and we actually have a power outlet. Up on the ceiling, you can see it right there, where all that stuff plugs in. So that worked out well, so we didn't have any cords that you could see. But what I was saying about the thickness of these bad boys, if you look at this, Marshall or Mason, grab me the tape measure. Okay, we'll go get tape measure. This is what our upper landing looks like, and this is what our junk shelf looks like, and now we're back in the kitchen. Okay, so Ikea, for the interior part of the cabinet, this white part here, you can choose between either white or brown. That's your only options. It's only the exteriors, the doors, that you get to choose the color. And then you can put trim pieces on like I did here, so that when it closes, I mean, that's all you see is the colored part. And you can see, you know, like, the lighting in here is not fantastic for this. Kind of hard to see. But even on the darker ones, I mean, you can't, even though the boxes are white, you can't see that coming through the seams at all. They're really, really, really well designed. So as you can tell, they're white. We got white because it would be easier to see things inside, be better lighting, find your food. Anyway, what I was saying here is you can see these suckers are thick. I mean, that's a solid 3/4 of an inch thickness there, and that's the bottoms, the sides, and the top. And you get all kinds of holes. You can pick any height that you want. The shelves are easily replaceable. That's another great thing that we've enjoyed, is that, you know, you can pick the number of shelves you want. So if you don't want many shelves, you know, you get a few, because they all come separately. But if you want more, then you just buy an extra set of shelves. So we bought an extra set of shelves so that we could do stuff like this, where we've got, you know, several of them in there, and then we could split them between a couple different cabinets of the same width. And then, of course, they've got the soft close, and the soft close is brilliant. So they just take their normal hinges, like this. This is their standard hinge, and the upper one is a standard hinge too, and they just have this little guy right here that attaches to the hinge. That's the soft close, so that when you shut it, it doesn't slam. So that's really good. So if you're moody, you're still not going to be able to slam stuff, no problem. So let's see what else. Above the fridge, you know, they've got every cabinet, every size, every width that pretty much you could want. So the one up above the fridge here, you know, it's still above the fridge, right? So it's still hard to reach, but same thing. And we just put, now in there, those are stainless steel military mess trays. I don't know if you've ever seen those, but we've got 24 of them. They weigh a lot. This is a wide cabinet. There's no flexing in that at all, so it's doing pretty well. Oh yeah, and so even over here, back, Marshall will be my lovely assistant here. Smile. There we go. Okay, so even our trash is in a drawer. It's not, and go ahead. So, and it opens out fully. We've had it full of recycling and trash. The drawer still doesn't have a problem. It hides away. It's easy to get to. No reaching in to throw your stuff away. So Marshall, thumbs up, thumbs down. He likes it. Okay. So those are just some things to think about. We have never, ever, 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 ever once said, oh, I wish we just had a standard cabinet so that we could put stuff in that's hard to clean out and hard to find stuff. That just doesn't happen. This is our pantry. So these are all of our bins. You may recall those. Oh, and I'll show you my spice rack. Even though this is not Ikea, I'm really happy with that. It kind of blends in very well with the rest of the kitchen. So anyway, there's a quick tour of the kitchen. The one part I did have a problem with, I will admit, but it was my fault, was getting the cabinets above the microwave to be exactly flush. So if you can see, not on this side I think is where you can see it. Yeah, right there. You can see that, right there, where that cabinet above the microwave sticks out a little bit farther than this cabinet. You can see the side edge of it there. And that was because I mounted the microwave up just a skosh too high. And so this thing, which is on a rail, so you put the top, hang the cabinet on the top where the rail is, and then it slides down into the wall. And when I slid it down, it couldn't quite get all the way there, and so it sticks out just about 1/4 of an inch on that side. Don't really notice it all that much. I'm a little disappointed, but that's kind of the way it goes. Obviously, you don't have drawers in the cabinets above, but you don't really need them in the cabinets above. They do wipe down really easily because it's that, you know, kind of white melamine surface. Say hi, Jack.
Oh, hey there.
He's getting some of those delicious biscuits. Anyway, so there you go. That's kind of my take on the Ikea cabinets. Oh, the countertop. they've held up really well. So we went with kind of this. This is like the cheapest countertop. I'll go here, you can see it better. It's like the cheapest one that they had. And they've got a lot of different kinds. Yes, these cabinets will hold up to they will take the weight of stone if you wanted to go that direction. These were, like I said, these were the cheapest that they had, and because it fit in with the look we were going for. So we thought we'd go for it. But the cool thing is they're just screwed in. They're not glued down like normal ones are. So if should it go bad, then we can just get better ones. You know, they've got better ones. We just didn't buy better ones. So the what do they call it? I don't think might be melamine. But that top surface is really, it's paper thin. I thought for sure that it would ding and scratch and, you know, chunk up and be a real problem, and it has never done that yet. The only place I've had a slight issue is right over here on the wall, where I've had some swelling because that was a cut edge, and it's particle board under there, just like every Formica countertop you've ever seen is like that, and if it gets water in it, it's going to swell. So I don't really fault them for that. I think that was more my sealing job. I didn't get it sealed early enough before the water started to get used, so that was that. Anyway, that's the kitchen. Your walls are going to be the length that they are, and you're not going to be able to change it too much. So you might wind up with this kind of a thing here where you've got a little gap. It's kind of hard to see in this lighting, but fortunately I have a flashlight, so you can see here that you know, we ran out of space there. But that's where you put your paper bags or your whatever, you know, you can hide back there is fine. So we just thought we'd deal with that. But if you're not buying completely custom made stuff, then you're going to wind up with a gap pretty much no matter what. We could have bought a little piece of, you know, this color trim to you know, bridge that gap between the wall, but we just didn't care because we thought we'd probably shove something back there, and we have from time to time. Let's see, our towel, this is custom here because this is a piece of the leftover countertop from our main sink over there. So since this was a cut edge and had exposed particle board, I needed something to cover it, so I just put this on, and then we've mounted some hooks on there to hang dish towels from, which has worked out pretty well. But I don't know if you can really tell, but I didn't get quite level. This is a little lower than this, so I had to put some caulk seal in there to make sure water didn't get in there. But this is not a wet surface, so it hasn't really been a problem, but it just kind of drives me nuts. Didn't do so bad there on the back half. Looks good. Anywho, that's the kitchen. Let's see, I'm trying to think of anything else. The hidden drawers are really awesome. They give you a lot of extra utility because sometimes you just don't need quite as much height as a drawer can give you. But I will say that you don't have to have them hidden. So this drawer is also available in a half height. So, you know, where there's this one drawer, you could have two, and the upper one would be where that hidden drawer is, and then the lower one would be there, so they'd both be accessible from the outside. We just kind of like the look of having, you know, three high, so we've kind of continued that everywhere where we've got drawers. It's pretty much a three high deal, except for right there where we really wanted some extra depth. So the drawers, I said I really loved them, and I do. They've got these really tall metal sides, and then they've got that same kind of thick, well, not as thick, but melamine coated particle board bottoms. It's got a metal back, and it's got metal support rails. They go together really, really easy. Very easy to clean. So we can pull the trash cans out of here, just pull all the way back, and then wipe it out very, very simply. We also have tried to make it a habit of putting our instruction manuals just right back under the drawers so that they're always there and ready for us. But same kind of thing. They only have two drawer styles. They've got the basic drawer, and then they've got this the kind of more robust drawer. And for the price difference, it was a no-brainer. The robust one was, you know, miles ahead of the other one, and it wasn't that big of a price difference, I didn't think. So, and they're all soft close, you can see there. So even not soft open, obviously, but soft close, so it all works out really well. Anyway, something for your consideration. Lighting under your cabinets, if you've got outlets that will allow you to do that nicely, I would definitely recommend that. That's been really nice to have too. So, there you go. There's a tour of the kitchen and the Ikea cabinets, and you can do with that what you will. Talk to you later.